All right, so I just want to record it so I save it on my system. So welcome everyone. I hope you guys can hear me and you can see me. All right, so for those on Facebook, yeah, say hello, put hi there. So I know you here. For those who have been following me, I try to do like live sessions at least twice a month. So at least to be able to help other business owners like myself who are starting and growing their agency. So I did one session about 2 weeks ago. I think it's still on the group. So you can scroll down there and check it out. If you have any question, you can comment on it and I will gladly answer your question. I talked about home care systems, the processes, the structures that you need to put in place to be able to help you uh, have a stress-free process, okay? And I shared some personal experience in there myself, things that happened to me, okay? So I share with you in that video. But today we're talking about building a successful and sustainable agency. For those who don't know me, my name is Victoria Showumi. I'm a registered nurse. I have a Master of Science in Nursing, and I have been practicing for about 13 years now as a registered nurse. And prior to that, I have done home health, be an home health aide and nursing assistant before I finished my schooling and everything. So pretty much I have done this job, and at the same time, I have helped people to start agencies like this. So was last year that I finally launched my own personal agency. But prior to that, I did consulting because I did a lot on education and marketing, which have helped a lot of people. But last year is when I started myself, launch out my agency, and it is called Petra Home Care. So this Petra Home Care, we are in Houston, Houston, Texas, and we are doing great. So that is about me. So at least so that give me the authority to be able to speak on this because I have helped quite a lot of agencies and quite a lot of people to actually get started on their agencies, especially those in Texas. And for those outside of Texas, I have helped them to grow their agencies. So I do consulting, I do coaching in that line if you ever have any question. But today the focus is building a successful and a sustainable agency. Okay, building an agency or any business. It's not like you go into the store and try on a clothes and then you come out. Okay, it is totally different for any business that you start. Okay, for any business that you start, it's gonna inquire a lot of your time. And I have, guys, so for the record, I have an MBA. So I have a master in business administration, basically focusing on just the healthcare. So that gives me some credibility in building agencies and in helping other people with agency. So building a successful and sustainable agency is not like a one-time thing. It's not like, oh, you just sleep and wake up and then your business has grown, has tripled, you're in the millions and things like that. It does not happen like that. It does not happen like that. So many things to consider. And that is why I'm just sharing some foundation to really kind of like help you with building a successful and sustainable agency. Because number one, is it what you want to really do? Because sometimes people think, oh, because I have worked as a caregiver, I can do it. Oh, because I see other people doing it. Oh, there is a lot of money in it. Yes, I can do it. But guys, it takes more than that. Okay? It takes a lot more than that. I, even myself, okay, it takes more. I have had a situation where one of my care providers couldn't go in. No call, no show. You're gonna have that. It is part of this business, part of our business. This is part of what we do. I'm telling you, it's gonna be like your daily thing. Like it happens that people will call out. And she didn't even call out. We couldn't hear from her. I don't know what happened to her. No call, no show. My client called me, the daughter called me, like, where is she at? Like, I've tried to give her a call. I said, well, she hasn't called me. And this is one of the caregivers that we have, that if she's always on time, like always on time, most of the time ahead of on time. And if she's going to run behind schedule or something, she always let me know. I mean, even with the family, we know. And then all of a sudden, didn't call, didn't show up. As you're coming in, please mute yourself. Didn't call, didn't show up. I called, I tested, and everything. Nowhere to be found. And this client actually was an hospice agency and really needed help. So I know that evening, yes, well, actually it was a Friday evening, I had to go in briefly to be able to help this man to bed. It wasn't planned, okay? So when we're talking about agency, those are the things that happens beyond the money. Those stress come along with it. All right, so for today, this is what the area that we're going to focus on in the next 20, 30 minutes. So the things I'm going to focus on. So number one is being clear about your agency. Are you really in for this? Because it is a long haul. It's not what you go in and come in. Just go in and come and be like, yes, I got it down packed. No, it is a lot of things that is involved, a lot of little pieces, things that you don't even expect. Yes, you will hear it. People will call out sick for some things that you never heard about. Okay, so we're going to talk about clarity, leadership, and then some tips on marketing. I know I've done some sessions on marketing, so I may not spend much time on that. So in starting your agency, starting home care agency or whichever agency, concierge services, home health, whatever it is, what is your why? Why did you start this agency? What is the reason behind you starting this process? Okay, and I know there may be many things that are coming into your mind. Where I started it because of this, because of that. What is your why? And this is applicable to any business. I mean, anything in life that you really want to do and to be successful and be sustainable. It's going to be, what is the reason behind it? Why are you doing this in the first place? Why did you decide to start and register your business? Why did you decide to do this? Why do you decide to marry the guy you married, the woman you married? You know, so many things, right? What is your why? What is your reason behind what you're doing? Now, let me share some personal experience with you, because I coach and I like to share some things so you guys can resonate. In the early 90s, okay, for those who don't know, I was born and raised in Nigeria. I wasn't born in the United States. And I know you could tell by my accent, right? You guys could tell. Born and raised in Nigeria. Nigeria is a country in Africa. All right, so many thousands miles away from the United States. And actually this happened, I was about 14. So it was in the early 90s, I was about 14 when I was with my mom at the time, but then due to some financial struggle or whatever it is, you know, she left. Okay, she left. So I was there, or I was in that house by myself. And the way the house is like an apartment, like something similar to an apartment complex here in the United States that have like different units, and we have like different people in each unit. So I have one unit. That is where me and my mom were living before she left me by myself there. And then no internet like we do now, nothing like that. Telephone was maybe some companies or some rich people have telephones, so no access to things like that. I was thinking, okay, she left. Are you coming back? Days, weeks, months, nothing. So see me here, like pretty much stranded. Like, okay. So if I need to survive, need to eat and not die of hunger, I need to find something to do. That is when I started business. And what I was doing was something similar to like selling bottled water. I will put water like in a Ziploc bag. For those in Africa, they can understand. I will put water. We don't have plastic things like this. But something similar to this, I will put water, clean water in a plastic bag, then ice them, and then take them to bus stops, like storefront shops where there are gatherings and things like that, and sell. So people can buy when you guys are out and things like that, and people will buy. Okay. So that is how I continue to sustain myself then. And it wasn't really consistent because at the time that it rained, nobody want water. If you cold, who want to buy cold water? Nobody. At times there will be like no electricity. I didn't have electricity to, yes, to make things cool. So it was like very unstable, right? Fluctuate ups and downs. So one morning, this is the light bulb. This is where the light bulb went on. One morning, I was gonna go to school. Where I say go to school, no go back, no free education. You can go as long as whatever it is. So one morning, I had no food to eat. Okay, I hope you guys are picking on this. I had no food, and I was like, okay, I live in this bigger apartment, different units, and it's such a an apartment that we have like common areas, like the kitchen. We share kitchens, we share the bathrooms and things like that, like the play area. So you always know your neighbor's house. Unlike some places where you don't even know who is next door. But there we have like common areas that we share. So pretty much we run into each other every day, because if you go to kitchen, you're going to see your next door person there, things like that. So I went to one of the units, the family there, the woman there, who most of the time I helped because she makes like soap, bar soap. Most of the time I helped her. I mean, she paid me because I do like little job, anything I can do to just get some money. So that morning I went to her and I'm like, man, I have no food to eat. This morning I was heading to school and it was damp. That morning it had rained, so it was a little bit cold. I said, I wish I could get something warm to eat, if she can give me something. And she said no. And it was like, I've never heard no in my life before. I was like, wow. So I think because number one, in my mind, I was very expectant, right? That, oh, she's going to give me something. I was very hopeful, right? Oh my God, I really trusted that she would give me something. But then saying no, like was a jaw dropped. I felt like the ground should just open and swallowed me up. Because and people have told me no, there are some sudden no's that wouldn't hurt. And there are some that really to your bones, like you feel it. I felt it that morning. I went back to my unit. I cried and then I cleaned up myself, get ready, and I went to school and shared with one of my friends who actually now linked me to another person, another woman who has a business. And then I got started and helped her to sell. That's when I began to sell. I would take bottled water, bottled juice, ice juice, lollipops, how do we call it? Ice pop, yes. And I sell like crazy. That is when I started business. And over time, when I came to the United States, and I have loved healthcare anyway, and I have done home health, I have done different things like, wow, seeing the need, I can do this. So what is your why? What is your why? Why are you doing this business? Why do you want to have a successful and sustainable business? I want to be in a position where I do not have to beg for food or for my children to beg for food. I want to be financially stable. And you can only be financially stable if you work for yourself. I have worked in the corporate environment. I can tell you there is always a maximum of how much you can make. They have like the range, this is the low. Please, as you come in, please mute yourself. And then they have the maximum you can make. It doesn't matter. That is the highest, how far you can go. But for those who run agencies, who own businesses, you have no limit. If you see this week, Jeff Bezos went to the space and came back. No government sponsored it. He sponsored it himself. In years ago, it was countries that tried those, United States, China, that tried to go to space, not just one single person. But because this man run business and run it successfully, he could afford to do that. I don't know how many millions it costs. I know it's a lot of millions, okay? If he has to depend on government paying for it, it will never happen. And those are the reasons, some whys that can give people, okay, I need to do my business, because you can do like there's no the limit. The sky is just the beginning. There is no limit. So think, why are you doing your agency? Because the thing is, you're gonna run into some challenges along the way. It's not all bed of roses. You're gonna have times where the road will be bumpy. But knowing your why you're doing what you're doing, that will give you the energy to kind of push through and move forward. Another story I want to share with you. In 2013, I was working at a very big organization in New York at the time. Very big. I've been at that company for 3 years. I mean, did well. I have broken so many records. Like I was just climbing, boom, 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 boom. I mean, whatever I want to do, I put in my effort. I did so well. And so early that year, we ran into some problems, and they began to lay off some employees, lay off nurses, lay off, different staffs and things like that. So I've been there for quite a long time, and with my track record, I mean, I was at peace. And then it got to a point where I kind of like stopped. So they were not laying off anything, so everybody was good. So I went out in July to have my baby on maternity leave. So I went out in July. Okay, good, on maternity leave, and I'll be back. So I have my baby on a Thursday. On a Thursday, I was still at the hospital. On Friday, my administrator had called me on Friday and left a message. So I was in the hospital. I didn't get the message. When I got discharged and went home on the weekend, I listened to the message, and she said, "Oh, Victoria, call me when you get this message." So I'm like, "Okay, what is going on?" So like, "Okay, what?" I mean, like, I just left, like just 1 week, just eat a week. I just left, like, okay. Well, I called her back on Monday, and I said, "Oh, you know what? I actually have the baby on Thursday." Like, "Oh, congratulations." So where I called you because I know I need to tell you in person, like, "Okay, what is going on?" Now I'm like, I don't even know what was happening. And she said, "Well, unfortunately, we went through this again, and you are one of the people we had to lay off." I was on maternity leave 1 week. So she said, "You won't be able to come back." I mean, I was like, I have baby on Thursday. This was on a Monday. And we were closing on our house that month in New York. Like, when you talk about disappointment, these are the things that happen out there. I mean, I didn't even know what to say. But like, well, I thank God I have my baby with me. And that is all I care about right now. Nothing else I did not care. All right. What is your why? Because if your why is huge, the result is endless, And that is why for me, doing business ever since, I always want to be in a position where I'm not restricted. If you tell me no, I can move on to the next thing. I know that my life will not come to an end with you just telling me no, that I have options. So what is your why for starting your agency? And what do you aim to achieve as a business owner? Me, one of the things I want to achieve that recognition. Okay, that wow, she owns this multi-million-dollar company. I want to have that. And no, every week I do my payroll. I run the payroll myself. And every week, each time I'm running the payroll, and it feels so good. Actually, I'm going to run a payroll today because we pay every Friday. And it feels so good that, wow, I'm putting food on some people's table. Like just running that it is a privilege, okay, of you going from an employee to an employee and actually writing checks and signing checks, and some people's livelihood depend on you. So I want you to think within yourself. I mean, this can take you some time. What is your why, and what do you aim to achieve as a business owner? The prestige, the confidence, the recognition, I mean, the influence, the opportunity to be able to grow, to scale. You are not restricted. Except for those who have like a franchise where you're restricted to a geographical location. But if not, you can do your business anywhere. You can get clients from anywhere. You can serve any location, any county in your state. So you are not restricted, and you can charge any amount you wish to charge. You can charge $30 an hour. You can charge $40. You can charge $20. You have For Texas, we not like regulated like, oh, this is how much you have to charge. You control that. So you can go as far as you can. The ball is in your court. So what do you aim to achieve? So those are just few things to just get you in the mind and the right mindset that, you know what, I'm in this for this, and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. It doesn't matter if some people think you cannot do it. You tell them, yes, I got this down my belt because I know why I'm doing this. I want to be able to go 1 month vacation in a year. I don't need anybody to approve it. Sometimes you want to go on vacation, they tell you, no, you cannot go vacation this month. Or your child is sick, you worry like if you call sick, then you might be written up. As a business owner, you have the flexibility. You have to control a lot of things. All right. So now, that being said, I hope you guys are clear on that. Now let's talk about the goals for your business. And this is, if you have a pen where you are, if you're able to, I would say grab a pen and let's do this together. Okay. What is your yearly revenue goal for your agency? Whatever the name of your agency is. If you have agency there, let me see on Facebook, put the name of your agency. What is the goal? And for those here with me, you can put it in the chat box. What is the goal for your agency, your revenue goal? $25,000 per year, $50,000 per year, $100,000 per year. Whatever it is, put it in the chat. Let's see it, and we're gonna do this math together. I love math. I love math. Even before I started nursing school, while I was back at home, when it was challenging to get into a nursing school, I started school to become a mathematician. So I love math. Yes, I love math. So let me see. Post in the chat box. Post on the Facebook. Let me see. What is your yearly revenue goal? What do you wish to attain in 12 months? Put it, speak out, speak it, call it to existence, what you want to make happen. Don't say it's within my heart. Write it, put it out there, let's see it. Maybe we can hold you accountable and we can actually break this down so you can know what you need to do. All right, I'm waiting. What is your yearly revenue? Put a number there. You should know, because I remember when we were doing let me submit for our insurance. That was one of the things they were asking me, like, what is your payroll goal? I was like, oh, I don't know. What is that? I don't know. Like, you need to be very clear. Yeah, all right. I love that, Brittany. 2 million. Speak it into existence. Always believe in that. So, all right. So now that for those that, okay, now that you know what your revenue goal is, your annual revenue. Oh, thank you. OG, yes, 3.5. I love that. And the thing is, these are doable. If you work for a company, it might take you 10 years, 15 years to get up to these numbers. But as a business owner, you can make it happen. And now let's break it down on how to make it happen, what you need to do. So if your yearly goal for some 1 million, 3.5, all right. So we're gonna break it down to see how many clients do you need to have on your book to be able to make that yearly goal happen. How many people, how many clients you need to have. So, and I put a calculation here that can help you break it down. So, for example, so let's say your hourly rate. So if you have a pen, write down what's your hourly rate. Okay, I use 22 here. This is as an example. No, it's based on where you are. Okay, based on what people are charging in your area. So yours might be 18, yours might be 20, it might be 24, it might be 26. Whatever your hourly rate is, put it down on a piece of paper. And what are you paying your caregiver? What is the rate you're paying them? These days that caregivers, if you don't pay them much, they're gonna leave your agency. There is a shortage of caregivers. So you don't want to be paying them $9, $8, you will not be able to retain them. I am speaking for everyone in the United States. I think they said in June, the average wage is $11.29. So if you pay anything less than $11, you may not have caregivers because everybody's looking for workers. Restaurants, stores, everybody wants people to work for them. So let's say a caregiver, your rate is $12. All right, so this is the number here to be able to calculate your gross, okay? This is not your net profit, your gross profit margin. So let's say your hourly rate is $22, as I have here. Use your number, then minus the rate you are paying for your caregivers. And whatever the answer is, you divide that number by your hourly rate. By your hourly rate, that will give you your percentage of gross margin profit. So for this example, the gross profit margin is about 45%. So what is your, if you're able to calculate yours, you can post in the chart, what is your gross profit margin? Know that the rule of thumb is you should be average between 35 to 50%. Your average gross should be 35 to 50%. Because know that this is not what you take home. From this, you are still paying payroll taxes. You are still paying for marketer. You are still paying for your office manager. You are still paying for different things, okay? If you use software, phones, all of those things come from all this. So what is your gross profit margin? I hope you are in between the 35 and 50%. Let me see if you are there. Let's see, if you're less than 35%, that means you need to raise your hourly rate. You need to raise your hourly rate if you're less than 35. 46, awesome, 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 awesome. I like that, awesome. If you are less than 35, that is not a lot at all, at all, at all. You're gonna be running into red soon that you know it. So you need to raise your rate if you are less than 35. So it should be 35 to 50, your gross. That's how it should be. That's the rule of thumb. Anything less than 35 is too low, okay? All right. So thank you for those who are doing the calculations with me. I appreciate that. All right. So let's move on to the next slide now. So we already know where our gross margin is. So we still continue some calculation here to break it down to how much you can, how many clients you need to reach your yearly revenue. So these are the numbers that I'm showing you right now. So average hours, this is how it's calculated everywhere, like the average hours for clients. And this is, I say average, right? Because you may have some clients who you are billing more than 12 hours. No, you have clients who have 40 hours, 56 hours, more than that. And then you may have some who are less than 12 hours per week. But on average, it's 12 hours. So, and we're gonna go by that average of 12 hours. That means for your client, this is your income per client right now, because you want to be able to break down to how much you need, how much client you need to be able to eat your $1 million, 3.5 million, 100,000, whatever it is, whatever number you put down for yourself. So the 12 hours per week, multiply by your rate, whatever your rate is. I don't know what your rate is, but we're using $22. So whatever your rate is, you multiply that and you multiply it by 52 weeks. So averagely, if I'm charging $22 per hour, so average per client for me per year, okay, per year is $13,728. This is average. So do the math with me so it can be crystal clear to you. There is no gimmicks in this, guys. So Let's say your goal, I put a number here, $100,000. Whatever your number is, you can use your number. Let's say your yearly revenue goal is $100,000 that we have here. And we say average dollar amount per client is 13,000. So you divide that 100,000 divided by 13,000 per client. So whatever your number is here, whatever your goal is here, you divide that, and that will give you the number of clients you need to have consistently to be able to reach that goal. It is doable. It is doable. So for this person now, we're aiming towards $100,000 yearly revenue. We only need about 7.3 clients average consistently. 7.3, and you can see that we go low, 12 hours per week. We are not talking about 20 hours. We're not talking about 32. We're talking about just the minimum for most of company, right? So that means to have 100,000 yearly revenue, you only need 7.3 clients. Is that doable? Give me some heart if it's doable, if you think this is easy. Thank you, Brittany. I love that. So once you can know your goal here, your yearly revenue goal, and you know your client average pay per client, you just divide. That means you need 7.3, whatever your number is. And that is where you begin to now say, okay, how many do I have on my calendar? How many clients do I have on my book? Do I have 7 clients? Do I have more than 7 clients? That is what will begin to drive you to be able to make your yearly revenue happen. It goes by the number of your clients. There is no secret about it. This is open, plain arithmetic. So once you begin, you just have to write that number of clients, put it across your office everywhere so you know, and you can be doing a countdown. Okay, when you get there, checking. Now we are one more, we need 1 more client to meet it, 2 more clients, 3 more clients, and you continue to maintain it. Because this is the driving force to you making that amount happening. And for $100,000 for this person now, because the gross profit margin was at 45%. So that means on the 100,000, the profit there is 45,000. And by the time you take out all expenses, maybe another 20,000, then you have 25,000. I know they always say your take home net profit is about 20%. That is why we say the gross profit must not be less than 35%, so you can have that 20%. So for those who are making $1 million, what is 20% of $1 million? That would be how much you as a person is making. It will be for you after you have paid everybody working for you. Okay. I hope it's plain and simple. You guys got it? So that means if you're not at the number of clients, that's where you need to work on. That is where your marketing tips coming like, okay, what do I need to be doing to get this number of clients? And that is in marketing. All right, so I think we're done with that. Okay, so to reach all these goals, your leadership must be up there, okay? All right, it must be up there. Leadership, everything rises and falls on leadership. If you're going to make that yearly revenue happen, it's up to you. It doesn't depend on your marketer in the field. It doesn't depend on the caregiver out there, because the thing is, you cannot control that. You can only control what you are able to do. It depends on you. You cannot control. It doesn't depend on the scheduler, on the manager. It's up to you as the leader, as the owner of the agency, if you are going to meet that target, because everybody is following you. They're following your speed. If your speed is slow, everybody behind you is going to be slow. If your speed is fast-paced, they are going to pick up the pace after you. Everything rides and falls on you. You take responsibility for everything. You are accountable for everything. That is why we say, especially for home care, it's not for the faint in heart. No, you need to be tough. You need to get a good grip of yourself. You need to get it together. That's where you work on yourself as a person. As a person, you work on yourself health-wise, that mentally you are there to be able to run it successfully. Okay, you are there mentally, physically, you are there, you have the time, you have the strength, all of those things. Your communication, you can call a spade a spade. You can call somebody to the office that is not doing a good job and tell it to their face. Okay, and you can go out there and market your agency and talk to people about your agency. Tell them what separates you apart from other agencies around you. Communication, the good things that you do. Communicate with your stakeholders, your caregivers, your clients, your family, those in the communities, doctors, marketers out there, case managers, social workers, that you are out there. You are not afraid. That is about leadership. You cannot be afraid to talk to people. You are bold, you are confident, you are courageous. You go to networking event, you can stand and tell them, I am the owner, CEO, the owner of Petra Home Care, and this is what we do. This is why we stand apart. And talking about emotional intelligence, leadership is a lot of things. I'm just giving some point here. Emotional intelligence, because there'll be days we have like 4 people call out on you. Okay, we have a day where you already line up a client and a caregiver that somebody needs to go there, and then no call, no show. Okay, it's gonna happen. But if you don't get it together as a leader, then those things can weigh you down, and then you started crying. You cannot cry. Your mind is thinking fast. Okay, what next am I doing? And that is why we recommend for every client you have 3 care providers. And I think I shared it maybe in the previous video, I don't know. For every client, you have 3 backup providers. When that lady, one of the caregivers, walked out, no show, I went in that night. I told the lady, I said, I'll be there, get him ready and put him in bed. That's it. The next day, I got somebody else there. They were like, how are you going to have somebody to come here tomorrow? I said, definitely. Definitely. And the next day, I had somebody there because I already had 2 backups. Okay? Emotional intelligence. You are strong. You are not crying in front of them. Like, you can cry, in your closet, but emotional intelligence, they're telling you some negative things and you are getting it together. Your mind is thinking fast. What can I do to rescue myself? What can I do? What is my next plan of action? You are not sobbing and like, no, you don't have a brain frost. You like, you got to think fast. And then you can have a downtime to think about it again. But right there, people are not seeing you as a weak person, as a weak agency owner, as a weak leader. They say, well, she can stand up, she can say something, and you move on. And another point there is like you have the business owner mindset. This is about you. If your business fails, if your agency fails, it's going to be your fault. It's not the fault of your marketer. It's your fault. So you have that mindset. This must be successful. You have the mindset of like, we are making this. This is what we are doing. And you begin to work on it. And you pass that energy to all of your staff. They feel the vibration of what is coming from you. You run it as a businesswoman, as a businessman. And it's all about that. Okay? And lastly here, the last letter I will share by is marketing. And this is just going to be brief. Like we shared earlier, once you know your goal, the number of clients you need to have constantly in your book, you work to continue to maintain it. Okay, you work. And the thing is, you want to know that some clients we have that they will leave your agency. If you have clients that are in hospice care, their time will come and they will no longer be. So that is why it's a constant work in progress. You cannot say, oh, today I have my 7.3 clients. I have my 8 clients, and that's it. I am stopping. I am not going new places. I'm not going to senior livings. I'm not calling my referral partners. I'm done. I got it. Before you know it, there may be somebody out there that says, oh, you know what? I just had a new agency and I'm giving $5 free, $5 off my hourly rate. And then your client got the news. I'm like, oh, they said, okay, I'm going on to the other side. Okay. So it's a constant work. Oh my God, you continue to develop those relationships. Today, I spent almost an hour with one of my referral partners. He's an hospice agency. That is where you surround yourself with people who can be a resource to you. Today, we are already talking about 3 bigger companies that we're going to be networking and be partnering with. His brain is working, my brain is working. I keep an eye out for him, he keeps an eye out for me. So you want to have people like that, hospice agencies, senior livings. This morning, I went to one of the senior communities. You have to do that. You may have a marketer, you may have somebody doing that, but you still have to do it. Okay? Because you want to be known in the community. And that is where I am. Like, I want to be known in the community. When they're talking about people with home care agency, they're talking about, yes, Petra Home Care. So that's why you go out there. I mean, you going out there, it's just about, it's marketing. And you know that each time you go out, you are representing your agency, like your appearance matter, okay? If you are a caregiver, you are a nurse, you don't go to any networking event in scrubs. You know that you dress professional, business casual, okay? You are representing your agency. You are representing your company. You are branding. You are the ambassador for your agency. Wherever you go, you don't know it's going to introduce you to somebody. You don't know whom you're going to meet. And for those who are just started in home care, that marketing is one of the things that you're going to spend a lot of money on to be able to have that market share. It doesn't come easy, okay? You're going to do a lot of work and you're going to spend a lot of time and money, yes. But once you have those sources secured, it just like, it just constantly automatically get the referrals. But initially, it takes a lot of work to get that relationship, and you do not stop. So you might want to focus 1 month and focus on just 3 people that you want to partner with, just 3, because you don't want to spread yourself too thin. You want to focus on 3 people, 3 groups that you want to partner with in a month. So you spend the time to be with them. Okay, good. Yes, walk in the neighborhood this weekend, dropping off racks. Anything you need to do, guys, especially if you are just starting, because you never can tell where your next client is coming from. I have got somebody from the church, My friend called me and said, I have this lady in my church. Like, yes. So they are everywhere, okay? But I know we have some places where you get more, like the senior living communities, especially for those who are like private pay. That's where you get a lot. Because for those who live in senior apartments, in senior community retirement homes, they are paying for those homes, and those are not cheap. Because I know here in Houston, they run from $4,000 to $8,000 per month. So if somebody can pay $5,000 per month for where they live, they are the people that can pay out of pocket for your services, okay? I mean, Medicaid do pay, but I don't take Medicaid, so I don't really market to that. So I go to where people who can pay are living. They live in senior communities. So you want to see what are the senior living communities around you. You want to develop relationship with the manager there, with the lifestyle director there. If they have events, you want to go there. Help them to set up table, help them to clean up table, sing to them, do something. You have to do this, and then over time you will slow down. But to get it going, you want to be known. Okay, they said Ivan Meissner, that is the president or the founder of BNI. No, he said people will only do business with people they know, people they like, and people they trust. There is one senior living community that we are working with right now, that we are working on to be able to secure something there. And one of the challenges that they have, they said the agency, they were serving them before, they were not doing a good job. And so they are looking for another agency that will be able to deliver excellent, reliable, consistent care. So yes, so if they can trust you, you will get the business, but it's not going to happen with just one visit. So if you say, I go somewhere just one time and I expect them to be calling me right away, no, you have to go back. You have to send email. You make sure you get your cell phone numbers and just test them on Monday and check on them on Friday. How was your week? Relationship. I mean, what we've gotten so far has been through relationships, guys. Through relationships. Okay, and constantly being out there and telling them, don't quit, and then when you get it, you give them a thank you card. Okay, you are not buying referral, but you are thanking them. If somebody do you a favor, you want to say a thank you. So if any referral source, hospice agency, social worker, case manager, wherever it is, if they send you a referral, you thank them with a gift card, Starbucks, gas card, something. We are not saying spend thousands of dollars, it may be $25, it may be $10, whatever it is. Thank them, okay? Thank them. No, I have worked with a lot of case managers, okay? Working in a hospital, so I know those are the things that, okay, that makes them think about you. Like, oh, I gave her somebody, she can't even say thank you. It doesn't matter, you gotta say thank you. So marketing, when you are first starting, is gonna take a lot from you. You're going to invest and spend a lot of money, be ready, okay? It's a seed, it is an investment, but over time, it's going to pay, because when you're able to have client consistently on your book, consistently, I mean, it's because if somebody give you one to get one client and they are with you for 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 1 year, look at the revenue every month. It is worth it. So this is where I'm going to stop. Yep, oops, almost an hour here, guys. So if you have any question, can let me know. You can message me if you have question. If you need somebody to walk you through your process, guide you, coach you, be your accountability partner, reach out. Let's talk, let's chat. But that is where I'm going to stop. I should be back in another 2 weeks. In here and there, I might do like a live in the group, just put something. But yes, so that is it. Yes, if you have question, let me know. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks for joining me today. So I did share it on Facebook, so I watch out for comment there as well. Okay, somebody asked, I keep getting insurance patient referral. So I mean, it depends on the insurance that you're getting. Is it a long-term care insurance? Because on a so medical insurance like Blue Cross Blue Shield, like Medicare, United Healthcare, these companies do not pay for private caregivers. They do not pay for private caregivers. So the only way they pay for private caregivers is if that client is receiving what we call skilled service. And skilled service is not by home care, it's provided by skilled agency, those who have been certified to do that. So for Medicare, so if a patient is receiving like a nursing visit, physical therapy, and occupational therapy with an agency that is certified, insurance, Medicare might pay for aid to go in 3 times a week for about 45 minutes to do bath, to shower and get out. Medicare, no insurance pay anybody to sit with anybody to make food, no insurance pay for that. And for us, because we are licensed as home care, we don't do skilled, so we don't get to network or be credentialed with Medicare, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, nothing like that. But if your client has what is called a long-term care policy, it is different because long-term care policy pay for things like this. They pay for caregivers, they pay for somebody to come into the house to help. That is where you call that particular company. It can be John Hancock, it can be Med America, it can be Metropolitan, it can be State Farm. There's so many of them. That is where you reach out to them and ask what is their process. Then they will ask you, they may send you some paperwork to complete to be able to get your information. And then they will, whatever they send to you, because each of those insurance companies is different. And these are long-term insurance plan, not Medicare, not Blue Cross Blue Shield, except if you are a Medicaid, if you do take Medicare provider. I'm coming right to that. If you do take Medicare provider, if you're certified to provide Medicaid, that you get Medicaid money. I don't. So if you already approved by the Medicaid, then all the managed care company, you can be credentialed with them. Like here in Texas, if you do take traditional Medicaid, there is AmeriGroup. You can be credentialed with AmeriGroup. Each of them have their own process. You can be credentialed with AmeriGroup. You can be credentialed with a United Healthcare Community Plan. You can be credentialed with Molina Medicaid, Superior Medicaid. So that means those are Medicaid plans, but you must be a Medicaid provider first. You must be certified with the state to be a Medicaid provider. That is when you can reach out to this individual insurance to be credentialed with them. They will tell you all that they need from you, all of the forms. They will send you everything they need from you. And once you send it to them, some takes weeks, months, and they will get approved. That is what they call provider service here in Texas because it's like state funded. I don't take Medicaid, so I'm not working with any of those. But that is how you get insurance people. But for private pay, network referrals, going to senior livings, churches, YMCA, go to libraries, see if they have any events for elders there, for seniors, and you join, okay? And you join them. Okay, so let me say I have some question in the Zoom here. Let me take a look at it. Okay, have you used, so caring.com. I have used caring.com. It's a win and lose situation, okay? Sometimes I will say for whatever you are trying to go for the minimum, so at least if it doesn't work out, you can excuse yourself out of it. I did caring.com one time, I didn't get much from it. So to me, it was a waste of time. For me, I have found out there was a lot of agencies that are looking for caregivers, but to other people it's different. But that was my experience. So I would say, I know they do, minimum you can do with them is 3 months. So you may want to try the 3 months. I mean, based on your area is different. You may be able to get something from them. Another company that I tried is the agentcare.com. It's also known as a place for mom. I mean, their rate is higher because you are paying about $42 to $48 per referral. And you have about 10 to 30% conversion rate on that one, okay? You have about 10 to 30% of conversion rate. Agentcare.com. It's another one. They will call you. I mean, you will get information that they are different from caring because they will give you the information, the name of the person that reached out to them, their phone number and their email. And it's like a one-on-one, and then you call the person and see. So that is about 10 to 30% conversion rate for agentcare.com. There's another thing is called inhomecare.com. There too, you get more of like it's leads. So it's not like caring.com where everybody posts things and then you respond to them. This you get it and then you do like one-on-one. So inhomecare.com is another site that you can use. So VA, actually VA hasn't approved our thing. I don't know. They said they have so many providers that is already approved, so they're kind of not approving in my area for now. But VA is another good one because VA pay much more than the state. So you have to go VA. You have to be credentialed with them, depending on your region. For here in Texas, is TriWest. So trywest.com is a very simple form that you fill out on their website. It won't take you more than 10 minutes. They ask you for your EIN, name, group, and things like that. So you can do that with VA. Okay, so somebody say, all right, so do not use, thank you, OG, say do not use caring.com, they take your money. I mean, that was my experience, and like I said, everybody is different. But if you try for the minimum of 3 months and evaluate, everybody is different. Evaluate your outcome. See if it's something you want to continue or not. Oh, my thing is almost dead here. Yes, private pay. I think I answered that. How do I go about long-term? So long-term care contract is very rare. They only make contract because they service the whole, most of them service the whole United States. Okay, but what you do is if you have a client, and that is where you can do some education. When you go into a prospective client, you can ask them, do you have a long-term care policy? Some do, and some they don't even know if they do. You may say, oh, do I have it? So you can ask them if they've owned a business in the past or they've worked with any organization in the past. There are chances. Sometimes they don't know. I'm like, do you ever run a business before your husband, or do you ever work with any of these big companies? They said yes. And like, okay, you should have something similar because I know I have long-term care policy. Okay. So some, they don't know, but ask them and get the name. If they say yes, okay, let me come. If you can pull out the policy, if they cannot pull it out, when you are with them, call the company. I mean, they may need to verify their information and ask them some personal information to be able to verify their identity. And that's it. And then you just speak with they always have a case manager. I mean, yes, they always have a case manager, care manager, and we walk you through it. So, I mean, that is it. You can reach out. I know John Hancock, they have a lot of I know now John Hancock is not offering the policy, but they have a lot of people on that plan before. And most of them do require clients who have paid or have utilized service for 30 to 90 days. But each policy is different. So by now, John Hancock is one of them, Metropolitan, Med America, State Farm as long-term care, but I don't know if they do contract because they are everywhere. Maybe I need a mentor to run a home health agency. Okay. Oh, sure. Okay, sure. Yes, Father, I will send a message to you and we can schedule a one-on-one and see how and see if we can work together. Yes. All right. So thank you for those who are with me here on the Zoom. Thank you, Brittany, OG. Thank you. Thank you. And those who are watching on the Facebook, Kizzy, Mavi, Miriam, I see you guys there. Thank you for joining. So I should be back in another 2 weeks. Yes, and if I have anything, I might be in before that, okay? But I have a lot of great information for you guys because actually this past weekend that we just concluded, I attended a 4-day conference, 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, intense training, on growing agency and things like that. I mean, because you cannot stop learning in this business, especially if I need to make it big. You have to constantly be working on yourself, investing in those things. So at least you want to stay ahead of the game, okay? And those are the things that make me stay ahead of the game. Whichever way I can improve on myself, any information that I can learn, I mean, no information, no knowledge is ever wasted. If it's not applicable now, it's going to be applicable somewhere else. Okay. I don't know yet. If I'm putting something together, I will let you know. If I'm putting anything together, I know you are in the group, so definitely I will. Whatever I'm going to be doing, I will let you know. I know I might do something in September, maybe half day workshop in September. Not yet finalized yet. So I might, but I will let you know. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, I mean, so don't stop, guys. You don't give up. That's where your leadership things come in. Don't give up. Others may want to quit. God may be like, oh, I tried here. I don't get this. Don't ever stop because you don't know whom you're going to meet next. And it's going to be like jackpot. That is how this business is. Okay. And once you get it, you get it. Okay. Once you get it, you get it. Okay. We can do it, guys. We can do it. I love the energy in the house. Give me some heart here. Give me some heart on Facebook. Give me some heart. I love that. All right. So till I see you again, hopefully in another 2 weeks. Let me see. I hope. Yeah, August 3rd is my birthday. So that week, and I'm gonna be hibernating, but I may come before then. Okay, I will got something for you. All right. So let's see. I make sure I don't miss anything on my people here. Yeah, I think that is probably going to be part of my training. Yes, I know last week when I did 2 weeks, when I did some of the thing here, I go about some processes and you can create something, but I might work on something like that to share our process with you guys. Maybe that will be included in the half-day workshop, we'll see. Yeah, so yeah, guys, about structure, and then you duplicate the structure wherever goes. If it's not you that do the house visit, whoever goes know what to do. No, I made script for people that work for me, what they do when they call, how they send email. Like I made script, so you don't get lost, and they just use it. Like this is the script. If you are doing just to schedule an interview, you do it. You use the same script. So I want, because me, I want consistency. And once I've done it, I've done it. Anybody, if you come and go, if anybody else come, I just give them the script. These are the scripts you use. When you're calling somebody on the phone, when you're calling, because I have my assistant call, make phone calls for me, calls to schedule appointments and different things. These are the scripts. That is how I would say this is what I want you to use. So, and it makes life so easy. So I'm like, just do what you need to do. This is it, follow it. All right, so let me stop here and I will see you again. Love you guys, okay? Enjoy the rest of the week. Bye.